Hello all, Cynthia here. Today I'm doing a layout based on the mood board here, which is a part of the Tracy Banks 27-day challenge. So I'm just pointing out how the papers match the mood board. So I'm using papers from the April Kitaholic Kit Club. And there's a mixture of Maggie Holmes, Chasing Dreams, Chamel's Little by Little, and the Kaiser Craft papers. And I use this beautiful, zigzaggy paper to back my photo on. So I mount it on this beautiful paper, and I love the colours in this collection. It's just wonderful. How has everyone been? You've all been well? Or managed to get into the scrap room and do a little bit of scrapping? I've been quite productive of late, and I think I said in my last videos as well, which has been really nice. I've managed to just keep ticking over with the layouts, and I've managed to do a few project lives. I've managed to do a few art journal pages, which has been really nice. And so I'm still trying to learn that process a little bit. And I love this background paper here. It's absolutely beautiful. And that does stay as my background as it is. I don't cut it down at all, other than cut a small little one flower out, which I cover up. So you can see I've pulled out a doily here, but this is not quite the right doily. I do leave a doily there, but I swap it out for a different one. Not this one. I find this one a little bit too small. So I go back into my stash and pull out a third type, and I really like this one. It's a little bit thicker, so it's not quite as delicate as the others, and it has a really nice bright white. Thought that I might put it up in the top corner, do something a little bit different, or different for me anyway, but no, I drag it back down to the center, and I'm happy with that. I like it there. I think it looks quite nice. And this is where I talk about I trim one of the flowers out from the back. I've had a look to see which one I might be able to trim out and it won't be seen, and I trim out that nice pink one there. That's the one I'm tapping at it. I just use my craft knife to trim around it. And I'll use it on this spread a little bit later on in the process. So this is all the layering I do. If you watch any of my videos, you know I don't do a lot of layering. A couple of small mats at the most is pretty much what I do. Most of my stuff comes from my embellishment. So there you saw me, I've mounted this photo on some double-sided foam tape just to give it a little bit of dimension. And now I go through my ephemera and have a look. I use a mixture of the cut-apart sheet that comes in the kit and the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams ephemera pack. I go through and pull out some stuff that I think might work, and then I go to work trying to make it look all pretty on the page. And I pull out a green tag here in a moment that has a peacock on it. I think it's so gorgeous. Such a beautiful, there it is. Oh, so pretty. Oh, is it a peacock? Yes, it's a peacock, isn't it? So pretty. The photo here is a photo of myself and a friend. We took our kids out to lunch one day, and so we went to a hotel, cafe type of thing, and they had some big bean bags outside. And there's a sand pit for the kids to play in, and there's lots of dogs because it's a dog-friendly cafe, and we spent a couple of hours there just relaxing, and it was very nice. So this is just a photo of us sitting around having a wine. So now, as I said, I've pulled out the ephemera pieces I think I might use, and I just go about spreading them about. I make a cluster up in the top right and another one down in the bottom left, and I do the usual things, try to make sure the elements are repeated, either the colour or the shape or the texture is repeated in both clusters. So in that bottom cluster I have the peacock square tag, and hence I have a tag up the top. This piece that I'm putting in now has a circle element on it, which I think repeats the circle of the rose, what are they called, a rosé or a rosette, or the ribbon we'll call it. You know what it is, that bit down, that thing down the middle that has the heart on it. So it kind of makes that element repeat up the top. I've put the yellow flower up the top, so I put a yellow camera down the bottom, which repeats that colour. So, as I said, just repeating patterns and colours and shapes, the standard stuff that we do. I think I cut away just then and glued it all down, so I didn't make you watch me do that. And then I pull in this washi, and it's just from my stash, this washi, so the kit didn't come with any washi, but I've decided that I might try to include it in the kit where I can, excuse me, sorry about that, as I'm not a big washi user, so I thought, right, force myself to put it in where I can. And this is a little peg that come with the kit as well, and I think it looks pretty, and I'd see them on other people's layout, and I think it looks very nice, but I put it on mine and I think it's just too bulky, which is pretty unusual for me because I actually quite like a fair bit of dimension, but I just can't seem to do a peg for some reason or other. Pull in these thickers from my stash as well. The kit only come with gold thickers, which I decided that I wouldn't use on this layout. And I just spell out the word friends. And I shuffle this title around a couple of different locations. Started off down the bottom, then I move it up to the top, and I didn't quite like it up there either. There for a moment I thought I might put it down on the right hand side, sort of in the middle, and I think that actually might have looked alright, but I didn't leave it there. I quickly put it back down to the bottom. But as you can see, it does mean that there is a gap now between my title and that cluster there. So I go back into my stash and have a look to see what I could use to fill that in. Just use another piece of washi down there to ground the title, so it doesn't look like it's just floating. And you'll see that I actually use the flower that I cut out from the background paper. I end up putting that in that little spot there, and it looks quite nice. It's obviously matches the papers. So just going through having a look to see what I could use. I think I try a couple of different things that in the end, as I said, I do go back to, yes, this flower. I think this is the flower I use. Maybe it's not now I'm looking at it. I'm cutting it up. No, I'm cutting that off. I just used that tiny little bit of it. Right, yep. And I've obviously put some hot glue on that and tucked it in under there. I do like my hot glue gun, as I say each time. It's nice and quick, it's easy, and it gives dimension to the page as well. So I quite often just put blobs of glue and just let them dry, which I use to pop up the petals of flowers or leaves of flowers to give some dimension. Here I pull out my sewing machine and I decide that I'm going to do some stitching around the edge. So you can't see much here, so I just do a little bit and then I cut away, as the angle doesn't really show what I'm doing. But just do a straight line around, then I go back, I think, and do a couple of zigzags in a number of places in yellow. Did think that it would look quite good with some black as well, but couldn't be bothered changing the thread, so yellow it is. Just nice, soft, delicate detail. Here I've pulled out the crystals, or no, crystals not the word. What are they? They are gems from the kit, and I'm adding those. Put out the wood veneer. Don't use this lot of wood veneer. I grabbed some from my stash and pull out a couple of birds that I scatter around, and that's pretty much it. See, comes to the end of the layout. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. I'll always answer. If you did like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you are not already, I would love it if you would hop on and subscribe. As I said, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye.